Hello and welcome. Hello, and welcome to Let It All Out. I'm your moderator, Daphne Anderson, and I'm also the executive director and founder of A Motivating Love. Thank you for joining us this beautiful Saturday morning. I'm going to step back for just a little bit and let you meet your panelists so that where you can kind of get to know them and then they can get to know you via your questions today. First up, we have Miss Melody. Melody, introduce yourself, please.
Hello, I am Melody Self, and I am mama to 7 children. I help women get past their hurts and hangups. I'm a life coach, and I help you unleash your inner badass so that you can live the life that you love and want to.
Hi, my name is Dina. I'm a mother of two. I have my own screen printing business. I do T-shirts for a living. I've had a lot of wonderful experiences in my life in regards from being a flight attendant to owning a home healthcare company, and I just love talking to people and having meeting of the minds and help anybody that needs help.
Hi, I'm Jenny McCauley. I am a married mom of one. I work in selling ranch and farmland. Pretty much. I'm adventurous. I love to be outdoors, spending time with my boys.
Hi, ladies. Good morning. We are so excited that you are here with us today. I'm Maria. Just a little bit about myself. I'm recently divorced, mom of 2 beautiful boys. My oldest has autism, so lots of balls that I'm juggling right now, but I'm just here to share my story, answer your questions, and for us to just support one another. So, thank you.
Hi, I'm Chase Martin. I am of one son, and I'm also the owner of Empress Marketing, where I specialize in branding, full scope branding, and web design. And I'm happy to be here today to be able to answer you guys' questions.
All righty. Okay. Let's try that again, Avia.
I'm sorry. Good morning. I am not perfect. My name is Xavier Rice Gaucher. I'm super glad to be here. I am wife to Tony, mom to twin toddlers, almost 4, bonus mom to bonus children, 19, 21, and 23. I'm a practicing attorney with my own firm, Gaucher Law Firm, and Tony and I own an RV rental business. I'm super glad to be here amongst these wonderful, beautiful ladies and glad to answer any questions that you guys have for us.
All righty. Well, ain't nothing better than to do it, and let's get started. All righty. Here we go, everyone. All right. First question. And this is going to be for all the panelists. So, ladies, you ready? Make sure you're unmuted, and let's begin. Question is, I want to start resuming normal activities, but having concerns about being exposed to COVID.
It's a really valid question. My husband and I were just talking about this the other day. It was recently his birthday, and we really wanted to celebrate. And so we were torn with, do we go out? Do we not? And our feeling is that as long as we're taking precautions that need to be done, I mean, eventually we have to start living our lives again. We're not meant to be in our house all the time. We need socializing. We need other people. So from my standpoint, that's our goal. Like, we've planned vacations and we're going to start living again, but with precautions.
I agree with that. I just think you have to be informed, know where you're going, prepare yourself, maybe bring your mask, making sure you're washing your hands, just doing those things to be safe. But I agree. I think we have to try to normalize ourselves as much as possible. I know a lot of us crave human interaction. And so I went out yesterday to have dinner with a friend, and it was just nice to see people out and about again. But again, just doing it with caution, but slowly getting acclimated to life.
For sure.
Absolutely.
Right. Right. I think, starting our normal way of life or what we're used to is something we all crave, but I think we need to be cautious and for sure look at the numbers with COVID-19 over the past few days. We have spiked and had record days over the past 3 or 4 days. I see a lot of people my age in their 20s and 30s. And you drive down McKinney and you see these bars and these clubs and they're packed full of people. And it's my personal opinion. It's not a healthy way of life at the current present time. I think once we actually do flatten the curve, then I think it will be really safe to go out there and go out and have the cocktails and mingle with strangers and get to know people again. But for me and my house, we're kind of still taking it very slow, and just being very cautious and doing a lot of things at home.
In my household, we are still pretty much staying home. My husband, with the RV business, obviously he's going out and about and dealing with people. I don't go to my office. We've withdrawn our boys. They're here. They have a teacher that here that works with them at home. If I go out, it's late at night to the grocery store and I have a mask on, I have gloves on. I have a whole CVS, Walgreens in my car. As for me in my house, we're still sheltering in place, but we're not just doing it for ourselves. We're doing it for our neighbors, our friends, our family who may be immunocompromised. So I'm a face toucher, hugger, handshaker, and I know my weaknesses and my limitations. So we're staying home.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely have to do what you feel is best for your family, and I think
Absolutely.
I think as long as everybody's smart about it
Mm-hmm.
and do what you feel comfortable with.
Definitely comfort level. I think that's
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, I think you definitely have to do what your family feels right for your family. I have 7 children. I have 4 teenagers, and it's really hard to keep them, from interacting with their friends and things like that. So, we do what feels good for us and try to be respectful of other people. But I know that I had a son with cancer, and we didn't choose to live in fear during that. And so it kind of reminds me of those type of things, just taking precautions for ourselves to make sure that we stay healthy and strong too.
No, I truly agree with all the ladies. It's a balancing act of what your household has, the sensitivity of everybody's got their own things going on. I had this same conversation with another friend of mine that has an immune compromised child. And I asked her, what do you normally do with the flu? Whatever you guys do normal with any given situation, whether it's the flu, whether it's anything else, you have to know what's best for your kids. We do extra precautions, whether it's taking extra vitamins, doing, everything else. But also when I do go out, it's limited, but I do still go out. And it's being cautious of everybody around you. There's being mindful, keeping a distance, washing your hands, just doing those extra precautions is what's, I think is going to help everybody out in general to be respectful for everybody. But again, everybody needs to do what's best for them and their family. We're not in anybody's shoes. So as long as you're being mindful and mindful around the people around you, it's just you do you and what you feel comfortable with.
Awesome. Thank you, ladies. All right, the next question. My sons walk around the house shirtless all day, but as their mom, I'm forced to wear a bra, shirt, and bottoms. Where's the justice?
Hey, I say, I don't know how real can I get real quick. I mean, hey, it's your house. I say it's your house. I mean, if they don't like it, that's another one of those how do you handle your house deal. Because my son is growing, I don't want him to think it's okay for, other women to walk around that way. I don't do it in my house, but I say, hey, there are some nudists out there and their children are nudists and it works for them. So, hey, I don't think it's going to hurt anybody. It just creates the culture in your family.
I definitely agree. It's about the culture in your family. I do have 5 sons. Um, 4 of them are teenagers, and they saw me. I was nursing forever, and I didn't hide from them. So they're not unaccustomed to. They're not unaccustomed to seeing it. And I think it is about your family culture. And I'm sorry, but they're not going to force me to wear a bra or any of that. I mean, I'm not saying I'm going around naked, nude or anything, but if I'm in my room and they walk in, they're like, "Oh, mom," and I said, "Well, it's my room. Why didn't you knock first?" So I don't make it be a shameful thing, but it's like I'm not going in, to honor the knock doors and honor the culture. But I said, "What do you think? I'm nasty?" So we just talk about it so that we
Right.
understand, and we're very open about it. But we're not.
Mhm.
I'm not going around. I'm not wearing a bra all the time, and things like that.
Right. I mean, these are the bodies that we were sent here in. This is the body that's for us. I mean, hey, it's the body God gave us.
That's right. And whatever's right for your family, whatever's right for the time, have a family talk about it, see what everyone's comfortable with, and just create your own normal. So you don't have to feel bad or slighted or weird or strange or whatever that looks like, but do what's right for your family and create that sense of normalcy for everybody in the house.
Okay, great. How about the next one? How do you become more open and vulnerable?
Well, I've had my personal meltdowns at the beginning of the year with just everything changing and business slowed down a little bit. And I could tell that my mind was not like 100%. So I just talked to my husband, and then, he would listen. And I felt like if I didn't talk and tell them where my fears were, where my mind was going, that I would probably go too deep and like just get lost. And then after I talked to him and I'm like, okay, I feel a little bit better. I'm like, well, let me just tell my mom and see what my mom thinks. And so finding, 1 or 2 people, 3 people, 4 people who you can give your heart to heart to, and being able to feel like you can let it all out and express yourself. It helps you balance your mind. So just find that person. It doesn't matter who it is. It could be your kids. It could be your spouse. It could be your parents. It could be a best friend. It could be a stranger, someone that that you can trust and just open up to. It will release everything from you, and then you'll be able to be stronger and move forward.
Absolutely. I agree with that. I think it's important to equip yourself. I think it's important for you to understand yourself, your personality, read podcasts, read books, and really just equip yourself to be able to be open to others. And don't be afraid to express yourself. Tell people what you need. I think a lot of times we're afraid to have those conversations because we have to acknowledge and kind of come face to face to what we're feeling. But I just encourage you not to be afraid to have those conversations. But also maybe just be prepared for what people are going to say. And I think you have to decipher between what you're hearing and what your truth is. And so just taking all of that into account as you just try to open up and push yourself a little bit more each day. It's not something you have to do all at once, just kind of taking those baby steps.
Yeah, I really agree. I mean, I think it's a journey and it doesn't always necessarily happen all at once. And especially depending on your situation, if you've come from a domestic violence or any abuse, and it can make it be a lot more scary to be open and vulnerable and to know who to trust. And so you have to really, but to take those risks, because if you never do, you never will be able to experience it. And when you do, you will find people that it will no longer be your friends anymore, but that's okay, because you'll find the people that really resonate, you love you, and for who you are, and then you don't have to hide anymore because you get to be real with those people who love and accept you. And for me, it's been a journey also about loving and accepting myself more. And so when I love and accept myself more, then I'm not afraid to show up, and I'm not afraid of what anyone else thinks either. So to me, that's also how I become more vulnerable is, well, I'm okay with, if you don't like what I say, agree with, or how I dress, or if I have a flower in my hair or whatever, you think it's wrong, or I'm wearing my beads or whatnot, then it's okay, because you don't have to be like me, and you can accept me or not.
That is so true. And that's one of the definite things about a motivating love is we don't try to judge anybody. We don't condemn you. We love you for who you are. We know that everybody is going through a different struggle at some point in their time of their life.
Absolutely.
And the season that you're in may not be the season that we're in currently, but somebody along our team has been there somewhere, somehow. We always say, and I put on my Facebook and my social media openly, that whatever struggle I'm going through or tribulation I'm going through, it's because of whomever's coming down this path next. I have to get ready for that. Therefore, I have to have a taste, just a taste of what they're going through, so that way I can truly say, I understand. And it's not just a verbiage, it's not one of those cliche answers, but it's truly how I feel, because I am, or my team is going through that with you at some point.
Right.
But baby, let me tell you, we're not alone. So yes. I should have said this up front, and I apologize for not doing that. Some of these questions can be a little risque. So if you have small children, remove them from the area. The questions are very raw and very real, and that's exactly how we need it to be. And that's fine, because that's just what it needs to be for the moment. And then we're going to read you the questions exactly how they came in. We're not sugarcoating anything. We're not changing any verbiage, because we want to make sure that the person who took that time to be vulnerable enough with us to give us those questions, we're giving it right back to you how you presented it. Because if you don't know, I can be a little animated, but I can read the questions just as they are, so you really feel what they're saying. Okay? Excuse me. All right, next question. With kids no longer on a schedule, how do you have sex with your husband?
Well, I'm not married.
Okay.
I'm not married, but I mean, I'm no saint either. So, I work it out. I'm a single mother, and the person that I, date or whatever, I work it out and make time for them. I just have to make time for them, whether it's going to the extreme to having to get a babysitter just to spend time together, or whatever. That's just how I make it work.
And I think there's nothing wrong. Like, a lot of us have neighbors or friends who are in the same situation. Even if you connected with a neighbor and you said, hey, on this day and this day, can you watch my kids for a little bit? And then I'll watch your kids for a little bit on a different day. And that way you're still having time to plan that intimacy with your spouse. It's intentional. If you don't have those relationships, I am all about sending the kids in the backyard for 30 minutes. You say you have to find a way to entertain yourself. As a parent, you get some balls, some games, buy them a trampoline if you have to. And they know for those 30 minutes, they are not allowed in this house. Whatever you have to do to make that time with your spouse, I think it's very important to be intentional and to protect that time. Spouse, significant other, whoever it is.
Maria said it all. What schedule? There is no schedule anymore. So we have to be intentional in everything we do, and that includes intimacy with our partners and our spouses, because that is the most beautiful thing. So we have to be intentional about it, about all of our relationships. So we just got to get it in where we fit it in and make it happen, because it's important.
All right. So let's see. Next question. Will the world ever be the same again? Real short answers, ladies.
Probably
Time
not.
always changes everything. Time changes everything. It's always going to be changing regardless.
Exactly.
Yes.
People have short memories. People are already gone on, like, what pandemic?
Right. And I say embrace the unexpected. It probably will never be the same, but we have to embrace it and keep moving.
And grow from everything that we're seeing and learning from everything, and talk about it and enjoy it, and enjoy the learning curve, not enjoy the situation, but enjoy learning, embrace the history, embrace everything that you're doing, talk about it. The more you'll appreciate life further down the road, with registering that what's going on is a big, important thing in your life. And then just we keep moving. Nothing's going to be the same, and everything's supposed to grow and be better.
That's what we say in our house. We're always leveling up. So it's a great time to take that opportunity and level yourself up, whether it be personally or spiritually or with your spouse or with your family or whatever it may be, it's a great time to grow and learn and level up.
Level
That's
up, level up. Hey, level up. Sorry. Okay. Next question. How do you manage running a business and managing a family?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that's
You got to
that's
breathe
tough.
on that one.
I got to breathe on that one.
Lot.
I work all the shifts, first, second, and third.
Yep.
Some of them I'm a mom, some of them I'm a wife, and some of them I'm a business owner. So I have to really
Yeah.
be intentional. The word for today for me is intentional. I have to plan out my day the night before. I plan out everything I'm going to do the next day. A lot of times things get derailed because more pressing issues and tasks and whole dumpster fires happen, but that's okay because tomorrow is a new day and I don't beat myself up if I don't get to the things I need to get to. But I am all those things and I have to be all those things every day. So just plan, set goals, attack them one day at a time.
I think one of the most
I find
important.
myself.
Oh, go ahead, sorry.
Go ahead,
I was going
I'm
to say one of the most important things for me is I, especially initially when starting the business, was staying completely focused on the business. And I finally got to the point where I have to stop and remember that I have two little ones, and making sure I designate that special time for my family and kids. And then even if it's at a working later at night, but I always would designate daytime, making sure we have dinner together, sitting at the table, making sure that what's really important is still a focus in your family while you're maintaining the business. And it's just balancing all of it out and just helping, talking out loud with your spouse and talking out loud with whoever you're working with, and just making sure you're acknowledging what's very important in your life and not ignoring it while you're establishing the business.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with all you ladies. With me, it's just me and my son here most of the time, especially since the whole pandemic's been going on. His daycare actually is one that decided to close temporarily. So he's been home with me, and it's a struggle. It's hard, and I find myself like almost beating myself up, like I'm doing too much work and not enough mommy. It's kind of like watch this video when I feel in my heart like I need to be the one teaching him the ABCs right now, and I can't really do that. I struggle with, am I giving him enough time? Are his behavioral issues stemming from not enough time with mommy? But at the same time, my business is my moneymaker. So it's like, I got to be able to feed you. I have to be able to pay the light bill. So, it's a struggle. But it's all going to pay out in the end. At the end of the day, it's all going to pay out. It's going to pay out.
Absolutely.
All right. Ooh, look at these answers. Okay. Ladies, this question is a little different. I own a daycare, but don't like all the children I watch. Am I wrong to charge extra to those parents? I haven't done it yet, but I'm thinking of putting this in place.
So I don't own a daycare, but as a teacher, I personally couldn't imagine charging one family or even just interacting differently with one family than another. I think all kids kind of come with their own behaviors, and it's important as if you're choosing to go into that field. And again, this is me coming from, I think, an educator's perspective, is to try to understand where that behavior is coming from, understanding the root of the behavior. That's just, again, that's me as an educator. I personally don't think that it would be right to charge. I don't even know. That's just my personal opinion.
Just like you said, I'm no educator. I'm just a mom. But I do know that day-to-day behaviors can change. I know that conversation is you're always open to have a conversation with the parents and say, hey, if we can't get your child's behavior under control, then they can't come back.
Absolutely. Right. Absolutely.
Versus I'm going to charge you more.
Right. Right.
And a lot of the time, the parents probably can't even afford to pay that extra. They may not be, and I'm not going to assume, but you might be in a situation where the parents really can't even afford to pay the extra. So now what do? They're stuck out.
Right.
So
Absolutely. And I agree with you. I think there needs to be consequences and things in place for the behavior. I'm not saying that you just let the behavior run rampant. I know that you have to establish control. But I think it's also important to build a relationship with that child and that family just to see what's really going on with the kid.
Right.
Mhm.
Good question. Good answers, ladies. All right. Miss Melody, this was requested just for you. My spouse isn't supportive of my temporary job as a bartender, but I prefer to work than sit and collect unemployment and welfare. We have two kids, 13 and 15, and I want more out of life. I'm only 34. What do I do?
Well, for one thing, I don't think it's up to your spouse. I mean, I was married 20 over 20 years, and it's not up to them to decide. I mean, I know you have to agree, but in my personal opinion, why would you want to go and collect unemployment and welfare when you're able to work? I just feel like that's a disservice to your kids. It's not teaching them also the value of work, and it could hinder them from wanting to work as well. So I feel like if that's in your heart, you're really going to have to work it out so that I agree that you should be working if that's your heart to do it.
We're in the Denton County office today, and our AED, she's just so loving. Say hi, Lisa. Hi. Okay, next question. COVID-19, again, if you have small children in the room, escort them out. Okay, here we go. COVID-19 doesn't mean automatic sex bunny, but my spouse is looking for sex more often than we've had in the past. Help, I'm not an Energizer bunny. I can't do it 3 times a week.
Okay, so I can actually relate to that. My husband, we're home all the time. He's always wanting to be touchy. I'm always busy. I'm working all the time. I'm balancing with my kids. I'm on all the time. So to me, it's like somewhat a little bit overwhelming. And I'm like, okay. And I just tell him, you just need to just chill for a minute. Let me get some me time. So what we do now is we just schedule like the earlier question. How do you spend time with your spouse with your chaotic schedule with the COVID? The same thing. I have kids to balance. I have work to balance. I have a bunch of things to balance, and I'm tired. So we just start making dates. So we give her little signals, and we know that's going to be the time where we're going to be hanging out, and just communicate and let him know that you are tired, or got too much to juggle, that he needs to empathize with what's going on with you and figure out, how to make you happy. So my husband, because he knows of my situation where I'm like overwhelmed and tired, he'll make sure he schedules massages or something like that. Tell him he needs to find ways to help you be comfortable and be happy and relaxed. And then you'll be able to be more open to do more with him.
I agree. I think communication is the key. I sound funny. Sorry. Yeah, I think communication is definitely the key. Like just talking with him and letting him know and how he can help. That's one thing that we do. Like, how can I help you? What can I do for you? So I think, again, that all boils down to communication.
Awesome. Well, thank you, ladies. So what we're going to do now is take a short commercial break so that our ladies can sip on their wonderful ice coffees and teas from our sponsor, Salt Light Station in Allen, Texas. Got my tongue all tied. And we'll be back in just a few moments. Enjoy the commercial. Uh-oh. Everyday woman who spends time taking care of everyone else and simply plug, unwind, and recharge in a fun and safe environment. Learn more about us at amotivatinglove.org.
on fire, and I'm sure you want to know why. So stay tuned, because we're not just setting her on fire, we're our fire.
Oh, 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 oh. Hey! I should have figured it out when I didn't hear the music no more. Sorry. Okay. Giveaway time. If I'm not touched, I'm touched. All right. Let's see. You have to be present to win. So when I pull your name in a second, you have about 1 minute, since you are on here and you're listening and paying attention, to respond. I'm here. I'm here. Otherwise, we go pull in for the next one. Winners can only win once. Are you ready? Tina Foster. Tina Foster. Are you with us at the moment? Tina Foster. Tina Foster. All that accent came out, didn't it? Tina, are you with us? Going once. Going twice. I'm have to throw you back in the bag. Tina Foster. Are you here? Are you here? No, you're not. Okie dokie. Next name. Put that one in there. Come in. Oh, look at my facial reactions. I have to be goofy. I gotta be me. Jeanette Hunter. Jeanette Hunter. You have 1 minute also. Are you here with us live? Jeanette Hunter. Jeanette Hunter. Are you here? Oh, I'm on the wrong thing. Jeanette Hunter. Jeanette Hunter. Are you there? Jeanette Hunter. You're not here either? Oh my. All right. Let's do this again. Jeanette Hunter. No, y'all can't be texting me. Y'all got to be on live. Hello, hello. All right, let's shake up another one. Yeah, I need the bag, babe. Yeah, you take that one. Okay. So make sure I get one out. All right, let's see who this one is. Tanya Webb. I'm trying to show y'all names. Tanya Webb. Are you with us this morning? Tanya, are you there? Hello, hello. Okay.
Responding on your Facebook page.
Tanya says she's here. Okay. Well, hey there. All right. So let's show her her bag. My assistant's gonna actually do something. So Tanya, this is yours. Oops, don't fall out, please, Lord Jesus. This is for you. We will make sure we get it to you real soon. All right, let's kick back in. I was told someone can't hear us. Uh-oh. So Tanya Webb has claimed hers. All right. So can everyone still hear me? I hope so. All right, so we're gonna go on to the next question. Are you panelists ready? Let's go. Oh, I like this question. I don't know who sent this in, but right now this is one of my favorite questions. What made you join the panel? Don't be too honest and don't be too brutal either.
Okay.
So Daphne threatening me is not a suitable answer.
So for me, I have been friends with Daphne for years, and I absolutely love the Always Mothers Luncheon events. They always seem to be exactly what I've needed at that time. And so when she asked me to join, absolutely, I was in 100%. I think that her organization is important for us as women. The biggest thing, like their motto, like we are not alone, and so it truly takes a village, and I think that's kind of what she's doing here. I know that if I ever needed anything, I could pick up the phone and she'd be there. So for me, that's why.
For me, I think it's, like I said, I was married for 14 years and I am recently divorced. So being able to just share my story with other women who are going through something similar, that there is life after divorce, I think it was an important part of my journey. And so I just wanted to share that with other people and just be there to support women who are in the midst of it when you're feeling discouraged or lonely and you're trying to figure out co-parenting relationships and all the things that come with divorce and children and rebuilding and pouring into yourself. That's just, I want to walk with women who are experiencing that.
I was approached by Daphne, and I was actually taken back and kind of honored that she would even ask. Didn't think anything of it, but we met when she wanted to purchase. She actually won one of my giveaways, actually, T-shirts, and I was explaining, the business and how I operate my business out of my house, and we just clicked, and I enjoy talking and educating people about different things. Ask me a question, being transparent and helping people. It's one of my things I do enjoy doing, and putting myself out there. And hey, I have nothing to be ashamed of. I'm proud of who I am. All my struggles made me who I am today. So this was a neat opportunity to be able to answer some tough questions and help anybody that needed help.
Whenever Daphne calls, I am right there. We've been friends for a long time. I truly believe in the work that she does and everything she does, and I'm always going to be supportive. There's so many times and so many instances when women are tearing each other down, or women are unsure of what they're doing or how they're feeling, or is it normal, is it right, mom guilt, wife guilt. And I just wanted to be a part of a platform of like-minded women that could be open and honest and transparent and be able to answer the questions that other ladies have.
I was just honored to even be invited to the panel, and people actually hear what I have to say and interact with different ladies and respond to the different questions, and just get everybody's input and put my 2 cents in. And it's just an honor that someone even cares how I feel about something, or my thoughts on a certain question or a certain situation.
All righty then. Thank you, ladies. I love it. I love it. Next question. What are you planning to do if schools are only a few days a week next year? How are you going to handle a job that requires you to work at the office and not at home?
Well, that's a loaded question. My previous answer, I said I work all the shifts, and I do. As an attorney, we're not in court yet until August 1st. We may be, we may not be. Like a lot of people, things are kind of in flux. So if I'm forced to go back to court, or I'd still have to work every day, all day, sometimes well into the night, we've had to hire someone that has had twins and has a teaching background to come in and instruct my boys, because I always want them learning. I always want them engaging. In the day, she's with them, and at night, I'm the PM parent, so I'm with them, and dad spends time with them too. So I want them to have fun, but always be engaged. But I also have to be a wife and a business owner. So it's going to be a tough balance. It's going to be difficult for everybody, but we've all got to do, again, what's comfortable and best for our families.
Right. And I think it's also important to try to lean on your community if you have family that can help you. Again, I mentioned the neighbors earlier because a lot of times your neighbors are in the same boat as you are. So if you guys could work out a schedule or some type of agreement together, there's teachers out there who are also going to be working from home, but they have their own kids that maybe you can connect with. I know we have to be creative. It's not easy, but it's just kind of it's our reality right now that we have to work around. So I would say don't get discouraged. Just try to be creative and connect with other people.
That's good.
Absolutely.
I think, I'm one of the fortunate ones that can kind of make my own schedule. And sometimes that means working at 4 a.m.
Yep.
or until 4 a.m. and getting up at 8 a.m. just to do it again. But it's my new normal, unfortunately. So, and I know probably a lot of mompreneurs are gonna be doing the same thing. And I mean, we're getting good practice now. I'll tell you that much. We are definitely practicing pretty well right now.
Yep. No, I agree with all the ladies. Just do what you need to do and go find your resource, your help, whether it's family, whether it's neighbors, whether it's friends. Make that call. It's okay to ask for help. And I think there's going to probably be more help out there once they figure it all out, hopefully, whether they have a location or source for extra resource to provide. We just have to wait and see. I wouldn't jump to conclusions until we get a clearer picture. But worst case scenario, just take a deep breath and take it one day at a time and look for your help. That's your support. So.
Yes, absolutely.
All right.
Definitely ask for help.
Oh,
Yeah, don't be afraid to ask for help, please.
Absolutely.
Right. All right. My husband works from home and I go into the office 5 days a week. When I get home, he complains and the kids have bothered him. Oh, excuse me. He complains that the kids have bothered him all day. Why can't my husband understand that his whining is payback?
Hey, I've told my husband the same thing. I said, you pay back. Sorry, I've been there, done that. Now it's your turn. Whenever he's there, and he would be overwhelmed. And we've talked about him being home, and I said, oh, okay. And that's when I had my kids in one's in school and one was in daycare. And I'm like, oh, since you're gonna be home this many days a week, we don't have to pay for daycare. He's like, oh no, I can't handle that. I'm like, well, it's life, and these are your kids, and they need to see a strong father figure. They need to see a strong mother figure, and it helps balance out what a hardworking dad is, whether it's in the house, doing house chores. It shows it's a good role model. I mean, putting it in perspective that being home and watching the kid it's a huge responsibility, and it's a huge, it's something you take pride in, and being able to influence your kids and being able to show them that it's okay to help out. It's not a man's job or a woman's job to be at home. It's a balancing act. It takes the community, it takes the whole household to raise a child, and having that special moment with the kids. You're not going to have it every day. I mean, I embrace every moment I have with my kids. I'm blessed to be able to be working out of my house. But I take every moment as this is like, you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, and just enjoy it. Don't take it as a negative. Don't take it as, oh my God, payback. Take it as a blessing. I mean, it's a blessing to be able to see your kids every day, and not just 8 to 5 you're working, and then all of a sudden you have to eat dinner and then do homework and then embrace it. It's not every day. So, and they grow up and they're gone. I mean, yeah, sorry. So.
Agreed. Although I am really fortunate. I have a husband that he just digs in and he helps anywhere he can. When our son was younger, I was the one working really long hours, and he was the one picking up from daycare and getting dinner ready. And so I think my answer to this question would be, again, it goes back to communication, just talking with your spouse, like asking, what can I do for you? How can I lighten the load? How can we make this a better balance, even though you are home every day with the kids? And it is a job. And I agree with you, Dina, like it goes so fast.
Absolutely.
So you need to embrace and enjoy every single minute, because you never know what tomorrow's going to bring.
Absolutely.
Okay. So the next question is a little different. Due to time restraints, we're going to keep this one condensed down some. And we don't know all the particulars behind it. And we're not here to give legal advice or tell you what to do. We are not counselors. However, I'm thinking of leaving my significant other, but I don't want to abandon our son, and he think I don't love him. But it's easier to leave and get myself situated before bringing him. Am I a bad mother?
I don't think that I wouldn't say that they're bad. This person is a bad mother. All of us, we handle situations differently. Sometimes we can place our children into environments that are more unhealthy than not. You always want to create a healthy environment for your child. So if being with your significant other is not healthy, and whatever your next step in life is in order to become that best mother, maybe doesn't create the best environment for your child either. um I wouldn't say put them into that position. I wouldn't say bring them into that environment. um I wouldn't say that makes them a bad mother. I feel like we all have our different walks. And if you feel like the child being with the father puts them in a better position in life, a better environment in life, then I say do that. Have that conversation. Don't abandon your child. Definitely still be there for your child and be present. But do what's best for their mental and physical health. That's my personal opinion.
I've been told I can't give legal advice, and I surely won't. I'm tempted, but I can't. You have to really look at what's in the best interest of your child and yourself and your significant other. Look, you have to look at the toxicity level of the entire situation. There could be situations where you think it's best to stay, but it's truly toxic and it's making everybody emotionally sick. And that's not healthy. You don't want a child to grow up in that either. And you can co-parent separately, not in the same household. So that's important too. So neither one makes you a bad mother, but your cons list and see what's best for your family. And please don't think you're a bad mother. Once you settle on a situation and see what's best for your family, move forward, do what's best, and no looking back, no regrets.
Okay.
Right.
Thank you, ladies. Again, we knew that was a very sensitive subject. And if you do need a counselor to speak to, please reach out to us. You feel free to text us at 972-AML-9856. And our executive administrator will definitely get you in touch with one of the counselors that's reached out. Okay, the next question is, again, a little sensitive. And again, for anyone that is feeling this particular question as well, if you'd like to speak to someone, please feel free to text us and our executive administrator will get you reached out. I hate to sound like a broken record, but again, we're not counselors here. We're just letting you vent it out and us give our opinions, but by any means, don't take our words for the main words. You have to do what's best for you, for your particular situation, for your lifestyle, and for your family. Okay, so I'm 25 years old. Don't I look it, y'all? Don't I look it? But the question is, I'm 25 years old and 95% of my friends are Black, and I feel very comfortable in my skin and with them. But my mom says that I need to snap out of it and come back to California and be with the family. What should I tell her?
So I think not knowing the context of, I don't really understand how your friends being Black ties into the situation of you moving back home. So I don't know if maybe there's a little bit of racial or just race, I guess, prejudice going on. So I'm just trying to figure out, because I feel like there's lots of little components to this question. But overall, my suggestion would just be, you don't make a decision to please anyone else. That's the wrong decision for you. So if you feel like this is where your home is, you've established a community of support, and this is the best and the safest environment for you and your emotional and physical health, then I say you stay. Also keeping in mind, moms are going to say anything to get their babies back home.
Yes.
So keeping that in mind too. But I just think you have to make the decision that's best for you. Don't make an emotional decision, because in the end, I think you're not going to be happy.
I agree 100%. Your circle is who your circle is. And at 25, you need to be doing what's best for you and yourself and what makes you happy and what you're comfortable with, regardless of any other factors. So, as much as you don't want to disappoint your parents, but there comes to a point where you have to be your own person and you have to stand up for yourself and make yourself happy.
I absolutely agree. And if it's, there is some racism, or if your parents do have a problem with your friends being Black, I have said from the beginning, I think the younger generation is going to be the one who's going to change the world. So being honest, having those conversations with your family, exposing them, you never know how you can change their heart and have an impact.
Agreed, 100%.
I like this. I like the fact of remember the Titans, the movie, the football movie. My husband is one of his favorite movies, so whenever it comes on, I already know. Well, I ain't changing this channel this time. And whenever that part comes where he goes to the house to meet the mom, and she's like, not today. But then when the son gets in the car accident and she's calling for that same person, it just shows that growth can happen. And it just may be at a different season or a time than somebody else is ready for. That's just my personal little piece to it and my little tag. Okay, next question, short and sweet. Do you have any general advice for single parents? Ladies?
So my advice will always be, you can't pour from an empty cup. Self-love is so important, taking care of yourself. If you aren't doing what you need to do for your own self, you can't pour into others and you can't take care of your kids.
That's exactly what I was going to say. The value of taking care of yourself. I mean, I have 7 kids and I had one that had cancer. It was very difficult, but the only way I had to go into extreme self-care. And I knew like if that meant I couldn't eat certain things, or I had to just, go and take time for myself and not feel guilty for it. I think another thing is, you feel guilty sometimes to quote, put yourself first, but it isn't wrong. You have to take time. It's necessary, or you can't take care of them properly and do what is needed for them, because you're, like she said, pouring from an empty cup. You just can't.
Right. And I also think when as a single parent you hear a lot of you need to do this, or you should do it like this, or I do this and it works for me. What works for one person doesn't always work for the next. All of our personalities are different. All of our children are different. All of our situations are different. And I think you have to understand that what works for one person is not going to work for you, and you have to find that healthy balance in your life and understand what's going to work for you. What's good for the goose is not always good for the gander, no matter what they say, so.
Agreed.
Very, very strong. And that's so true. Can't pour into an empty cup. And that has a lot of proof and a lot of statement and boldness to it. I'm gonna do a shameless plug here because I can. But if you feel as though you are so empty that you can't pour into an empty cup and you can't pour into others, reach out to one of our partners. Their name is Grace Pour, and it's gracepour.com. Okay. Again, small children in the room, please remove them.
Oh, okay.
All right. Ladies, ready?
Yes.
I'm finding myself thinking of another woman when having relations with my husband. Why?
So I don't know about you ladies, but I'm going to go on a whim and just say she's probably not the only one who's ever had those thoughts while being intimate with your significant other. I mean, that's just me. Personally, right. I would say you just kind of need to step back a little bit and just evaluate, when are you having those thoughts? If you find that you're having those thoughts mostly during intimacy, it could just be a fantasy. I think it's important to communicate with your significant other if that's what you're feeling. But I think you may also need to just ask yourself, maybe that's your body's way of telling you that you're not getting pleasure from the intimacy and you need a little bit more. And again, going back to our theme of communication, communicate that with your spouse, because there's things that you can do to spice up your sex life. I think when you're with someone, intimacy can become mundane. So you have to, again, be intentional. There's sex therapists, there's books, just having that open forum with your significant other to feel comfortable to have that conversation and to talk about ways to spice it up may be an option.
Well, gosh, Maria took our answers.
I'm sorry.
I think that's
Good
great.
job.
Reflect, communicate, and always be transparent.
Yes.
I think the question is asking of it, is it okay to be transparent, and sex is intimate and your spouse is, and when I say intimate, I don't just mean sex, I mean intimate in terms of communication and talking. So why not be able to communicate that with your significant other? I think that's a great time to open it up to other things. Like you said, like Maria said, spicing it up, talking about pleasure and different things of that nature.
I kind of wonder if I wonder if you're feeling like maybe you're not okay with it yourself. If you're wondering, you know, like if you're judging yourself, that's the feeling I got from reading the question. And I think it's also important to go back and like be okay with yourself and what, you know, I mean, if why you know, just to talk to yourself about it. Sometimes we don't actually listen to ourselves. We want to shut ourselves up and tell ourselves it's wrong to think that way, maybe because of a religious background. And so maybe we need to explore why we're feeling the way that we're feeling. Is it because of, you know, is there, you know, altercation going on? Is there something going on in the relationship? I mean, are you having a lot of problems going on? So maybe there's, you know, we don't know the underlying circumstances either of what might be going on that can interfere with that intimacy and the communication.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
All right. All right. What are some good books to read to help me grow and learn about the struggle of today?
Man, I'm more of on the online. I'm an online person. I just constantly educate myself with what's going on, and I look at the source. I look for validity of the source, and always just constantly opening, getting knowledge, just any type of knowledge, just learning. I don't know, Maria, do you have any books?
Well, I noticed in the question it said the struggle of today. So I don't know if you're struggling with everything kind of going on in our society with the racial tension or COVID-19. So I'm a big podcast person, and I have two that I go to all the time. And my first one is by Trent Shelton. He kind of hits on different topics of issues of today, and then The Daily. So if you're just looking for different perspectives on the things that are going on, my personal podcast is Trent Shelton and The Daily. So.
Okay. I'm going to plug the Bible and see if that works for you, or the Quran, or whatever is spiritual enough in your world that may resonate with you as well. Or, you know what, join a book club, find a book club that way. There's plenty of them online and on Facebook. You never know. A daily devotional, something else, you know, as well. Okay. No legal eagle, Miss Avia. But my boss is making colorful comments in my presence, and I'm uncomfortable. I want to speak up, but I need my job. The people I work with are ass kissers and won't back me if I go above him. Yes, in colorful comments, I speak of racial remarks and those geared towards mentally challenged.
Oh, goodness.
Wow. Well, I can tell you, I work in a very small, intimate office. And there's probably conversations that happen in the workplace that shouldn't. But we also, because it's not super corporate and we are laid back, we have the open communication to be able to have those conversations and just say, hey, dude, that wasn't cool. Like, you shouldn't be doing that kind of stuff. From a corporate standpoint, it's been so many years since I've been in that situation. I'm not really sure, other than how I just answered that. I mean,
I think great answer.
I'm sure you have like bells going off.
I'm sorry. Say that one more time. I'm sorry.
You probably have like legal bells going off right now.
My legal bells always go off. I try to turn them off, but I think tough, uncomfortable conversations, because if we don't, you're going to continue to feel uncomfortable. And you spend hours in a day at work, probably more hours in a day, just as many hours in a day at work as you do at home. So
Yes.
you should not be uncomfortable there. I think you should not break protocol and go above your boss's head. I think you should probably, if your boss is the main source of your uncomfort, go to your boss first and tell them exactly how you feel. I won't get into HR and consequences and all that, but take the time with everything going on in this world to have that difficult conversation. Because if we don't have them, comments will continue and people will still have hurt feelings, and that just can't happen.
That's just it. They may not even know that what they're saying to you is offensive. I mean, maybe they do. Maybe kind of sounds a little bit like they do, but you just have to communicate.
But if you don't say anything, then they won't know.
They won't know.
What you allow will continue. So if you don't want it to continue, nip it in the bud and have that tough conversation. And tread lightly, but if you don't say something, you're going to continue to feel like that, and you'll regret not saying anything. And this time in our country is right to have that kind of conversation.
Agreed.
Okay. And the last question. Again, because of the terminology in there. I have an acquaintance that is a backstabber, yet we are co-workers on a major project. How can I shake this trick and move on with my life?
Well, I think she's muted.
Oh yeah, I would say, I excelled with you. Like, okay, that's a good one. Because an acquaintance that's a backstabber means this is someone you've interacted with quite a bit. So it's like you've gotten to know this person. You're not friends or besties, but you know how they are. The word acquaintance to me means they're not family, they're not friends. So once you get past this major project, you just tread lightly. I don't like walking on eggshells around people, but in this case, maybe you want to walk on eggshells. You don't want to share too much of your personal life, your intimate thoughts with them. They're the coworker, they're the project team, and that's it. After when you're done, you're done. Good day.
Yeah. So as a person that used to really, really worry about this kind of thing, like I needed people to like me. It's not easy to admit. But I have definitely grown over the years, and part of that's because I've grown spiritually, and I just have learned to not care. I think when you just stop caring and you don't let it bother you, then I'm going to go back to you're leveling up, because at the end of the day, you have to love yourself. And what is important to you is your family and your friends and your circle of people. And so take it as a compliment that they're talking about you, because that means they're wasting their time, because you're important to them to talk about.
Exactly. And when you harbor those dark emotions, how, either you're angry or you're sad or you're just internally emotional about the whole situation, you can actually make yourself sick.
Yeah.
So how you were saying just not care. Hey, look.
Let it go. It's freeing. Like it's freeing.
Like, oh well,
Yeah.
All righty, ladies, we appreciate that so much. I'm joined now by Lisa, our Assistant Executive Director. And that's all the questions that we have for today. I thank you for taking the time to stay a little bit longer with us, since we did go over the allotted hour that we projected. But honestly, from the deepest parts of our hearts, we just want to say, why are you looking me up and down? I just looked. I saw that. Did you see that? We all saw that. She said, Anywho, we want to say thank you for joining us. Thank you for being a part of it. Thank you for being on our panel. Replay, share with others. We will do this again. Our next event is in September 18th, and it is called Fire. It is our program that you saw the commercial of. And it's a great one. It's about friendships, and you can read more about it in July through our newsletter. So make sure you subscribe to that. It's on our website at amotivatinglove.org. And honestly, I just want to bring back the panelists one by one again, just to say thank you. So Miss Melody, thank you so much, sweetheart, for being a part of this.
Thank
I know that life can take its toll on all of us, but I have to applaud you myself. 7 children out of 1 woman's body, Lord Jesus.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here.
Thank you so much. Miss Chase, honey, single momhood, 1 boy. Woo, hunty. I'm gonna tell you now, I got to wear something, but that little boy's gonna have to learn that women parts do women things. You know,
Yes,
that
for
question,
sure.
that question was a little loaded.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much for inviting me. I feel like I have a lot to say as a mom and entrepreneur who has a shadow. My son, he's my shadow. If you are around us, you know that's my shadow. So
Yes, they can definitely be that.
yeah.
Thank you,
Thank
honey.
you. Thank you.
Miss Maria, 2 boys and
Yes,
divorced and an educator. So you've really got more kids.
absolutely.
You got more kids than Melody.
Absolutely. Yep.
Oh, wow. But you didn't have to birth them all. Ain't that sweet?
Thank you for having me, Daphne. I enjoyed being with you ladies.
Thank you. Miss Dina.
Hey.
Hey. Let's see. Miss Dina. She's got 2 precious little girls. Oh, for those that don't know, our shirts. Ooh, if I get up, I can get down. Stop it. So these are our shirts. You are not alone. And Miss Dina is Perfect T-Shirts. She is our sponsor and partner and affiliation, and we love her to death.
Thank you.
Miss Dina.
Appreciate it.
Miss Jenny. Did you say decades we've known each other? Oh my goodness.
I don't think so.
Good.
It has been a while.
It has been a while. And I will admit, your son has been a lifesaver to me because I don't do drugs and people know that. So
Some
if
of
you
you may know me as Nolan's mom.
Exactly. If you've ever heard me talk about Nolan's mom, that is Jenny. She's an amazing neighbor of mine, and her son is amazing. Crickets and all, let me tell you.
Thank you for having me. It was super fun.
Thank you for being there. Miss Avia, our legal eagle. I love it.
That's what they say. That's what they say.
Yes. So
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming. You know, I try to threaten everybody, but you know, only you were bold enough to say something because you know I can't sue you, so it's okay.
It's been my honor and pleasure to speak with these ladies on the panel, and thank you for having me.
Thank you for being with us. All right, so we have one more giveaway. Oh, I guess that's the one we're using because it fell out the bag. Hold on. All right, the last one that we have, whoops, the last one is, look, I'm showing y'all. Jennifer Jones. Jennifer Jones, are you still with us? Are you here? Jennifer Jones. Jennifer Jones. Jennifer Jones. Jennifer Jones. Jennifer Jones. Oh, no, I'm checking all the avenues that we're on. Trying to make sure. No, Jennifer Jones? No, Jennifer Jones? Oh, my arm itches. All righty.
I thank the rest of our sponsors.
I do want to thank the rest of our sponsors. Would you like to thank the rest of our sponsors? Or are you just here to be a pretty face?
I'm just here. I'm moral support. So keep going.
Well, I'm going to end this in just a moment. We want to thank very much the Salt Lake Station Coffee and Pho out in Allen, Texas. They provided us with iced coffee and tea for today's event, and we want to thank them so much. It was so awesome of them to do so. We also want to thank, again, Perfect T-Shirts for our T-shirts. They are available for purchase now. Go on our website. They come in the beautiful blue that Jenny and Avia wore, or they come in that subtle, wonderful gray. Oh my goodness. I want a gray one so bad, but somebody won't let me get one. Yeah. And then don't forget about Fire coming September 18th. And if you ever have any questions or concerns or anything of that nature, please feel free to text us at 972-AML-9856. And before you go, don't forget to fill out the survey. It is at bit.ly/LIAO survey. And it will be in the comment section for you to fill out as well. Thank you so much for joining us today. We love you all. And again, if you have need for us, reach out. A motivating love. Thank you so much.